G'day folks, thoughts while I walk for a Monday. Now I thought today I might talk about the electric car industry and does it really have a very big future? Now there's a couple of things that many people don't understand. Battery replacement is going to be very expensive, and not only the expense, the time it takes to fix these is going to be a lot more than you think. So it's not just going to be drop it off at the workshop at 9 o'clock, it'll be ready by 3. No, they've got to basically disassemble a lot of the car to get these batteries out. They're not that simple to pull apart. And so the question has to be, are some of these companies going to have the parts inventory, because they're relatively new to the market, will they have the inventory to be able to even get you a new battery? Now, this is a very, very serious issue because the electric car people are not really car people. So they don't understand the logistics behind servicing a vehicle or knowing how long it's going to take. And that was the aim of the electric car industry, was to aim at the gullible, not the ones that knew what they were talking about. So you've got electric car people saying, oh, they don't have any maintenance. Well, yeah, they do. They have ball bearings and everything in the wheels and everything like that. That's still got to be replaced. This is what these people have been brainwashed to believe, that this car is never going to need any maintenance. That's not true. And so I think we're going to find in the next few years the resale value on these things is going to hit the floor, because nobody will want to buy them second hand because they won't know how much of the battery life is left. And that's going to be the downfall of the electric car industry, will be the second hand car market. Are they worth buying second hand? Because in Australia, our population buys more second hand than it does brand new. Now, there's a damn good reason people do that. It's to do with their finances. And with people now struggling to pay for things, they're not going to go and spend an exuberant amount of money on an electric car just to feel good. The feel-good people are already in the electric utopia. They're already there. The problem is they haven't seen the battery replacements yet. That's not a big part of the business yet. And when that comes, and it comes en masse, there's going to certainly be a lot of people asking some questions as to whether these cars were good value for money. Now, as the auto expert John Cadogan points out, that some of these companies don't have parts inventories in Australia. Be aware of that. So you're going to wait for parts. They've got to be made in China. And that's where the problem lies. You're waiting for parts. So you'll be without your car for probably a lot longer than you think. So what you need to do when you buy an electric car, do your research as to what the parts inventory is of the dealership and the brand. Understand how quick their turnaround is to get your car repaired. It's extremely important to know this, because you could end up being without a car for a lot longer than you think, because you're waiting for parts to come on the docks. These aren't small parts, by the way, so they're going to be a lot more harder to get en masse, because what China does is they sell the cars, and that's why the parts inventories for Great Wall has taken years to get up in Australia. They've been here for 20 years. You've got to remember, Chery tried to be here 10 years ago and then they pulled out. Now they're back again. So it failed. So they've not got a parts inventory from 10 years ago. They've just got a parts inventory for the last couple of years. So therein lies a problem. That's what I believe is going to happen with the electric car industry. People will be once bitten, twice shy, and they'll walk away from it. And that's where I think the problem will lie, is in the servicing of these cars. Are they reliable to be serviced for a long period, or are they just a short-term fad for somebody to make a lot of money and con people who've got money to be able to afford one? So we need to think about that. The time it takes to get them serviced could possibly be longer due to wait times. And because they're an electric car, they're a lot more complex to be repaired. So there's a lot more to it than you think. That's my thoughts on the electric car industry, and we'll see how it goes in the future. But I don't think it's got a very long future as a major part of our motoring mix in the next 10 or so years. I think it's basically a very specialist area. It's been hyped up more than anything else for governments to make money off it. It's not really going to work. I think it's going to be a very small part of our marketing motoring mix. I think hybrids probably might be where they'll go. Toyota's certainly hit the ground running with that, with the hybrid Camry and the hybrid Corolla. So again, Toyota, a leading manufacturer in that area, so they're looking at it. So that's what I think it'll be. I think hybrid will be the probably the way they'll go. Anyway, you enjoy the rest of your Monday, and I'll talk to you for a Ribeye Tuesday tomorrow. Catch you then.